Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Gunning Down a Dream. I hope all of you guys are doing well out there. I want to say thank you to all of you folks out there that have subscribed to our channel so far. That is so greatly appreciated, especially in the support of the Second Amendment and the firearms community, and then our veterans. You know, we just had Veterans Day. I was trying to put together a Veterans Day video, and unfortunately there was a scheduling conflict with some of the veterans and the individuals that were going to participate. So I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to provide that this year. I was really looking forward to that, to just pay homage to the veterans out there. So I did want to mention that. As always, in all of our videos, all firearms are unloaded and in a safe manner, and I am not employed by or sponsored by any of the companies I may mention in any of my videos. I have no sponsorship or no paid promotions for any of these products. I just support a lot of different companies and good products. So also with Thanksgiving getting ready to come up, in our particular family, for our Thanksgiving dinner that the wife and I make for our family, the wife makes the majority of the food, and I normally am in charge of the meat that we have, and we are a ham family. But the cool thing about this Thanksgiving is Father's Day of 2020. My beautiful wife and our beautiful children, they bought me a Traeger pellet smoker grill for Father's Day. I believe it's the Traeger Pro Series pellet smoker. It's one of the really nice ones anyways. I love cooking on it using different pellets and flavors. I know that this does not really correlate or tie into guns or anything like that, but I am also looking at doing a couple of videos called Guns and Grilling. I've just got a lot of fun different ideas coming up, but anyways, this Thanksgiving we are going to try to do a turkey. I've never been too particularly good at making a turkey that's not really dry, so this year I've got a couple recipes that I'm going to work on, and I wanted to mention that I did go to Cabela's this weekend, I believe on Friday or Saturday, I can't recall. Anyhow, with that being said, I guess it does kind of tie in because I was there looking for some ammunition and just to see what kind of firearms and ammunition they had in stock, but I also had to pick up, this is called a Brining Bucket. So the cool thing with this is that once you make your brine solution, you can put your turkey down in the bottom of this, and then it has a plastic tray inside or an insert that you put down on top of the turkey to hold it down with the liquids and stuff like that. So we're going to be I'm going to be smoking a turkey this year for Thanksgiving, giving that a try, and if all else fails, we are going to also have a ham as a backup plan. So I thought that would be fun and neat to share with you guys out there that have subscribed so far. If you have any suggestions or any kind of special holiday recipes that you may use for a turkey or a ham, feel free to leave a comment. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm not opposed to even jotting down some useful information for a later date. So in today's video, I'm going to get on into that. I'm going to do a gun collection video on some of the firearms that I have purchased and acquired this year. I'm not going to be able to do all of the firearms that I've purchased and acquired this year. Otherwise, we would be having about a couple-hour video. So I've just limited that down to around 6 or 7 different firearms that I would think is pretty neat, and the reasons why I got those just to have. So we're going to start off with the Smith & Wesson M&P 10 rifle here. This is chambered in .308, which is a decent round in my opinion. I enjoy shooting it. With that being said, this is chambered in the 7.62 by 51. So with this particular rifle, I did jot down some of the details and pricing and stuff, just due to the fact that I'm going over so many different firearms. So on this one here, this is the Smith & Wesson M&P 10 AR-10 rifle, chambered in .308, as I mentioned. This is the 7.62 by 51. It does come with one 25 round magazine, a Magpul P Mag. Shout out to Smith & Wesson and Magpul for providing great American-made, United States-based products. I love that more than anything. With this particular rifle here, due to different things going on, the price points are going to be a drastic difference. I've seen this particular rifle as low as $799 all the way up to $1,999. I personally got this one, I believe it was $999.99. So after tax and stuff like that, it was right around $1,100, I believe. So that's just a little bit about that. I wanted to go ahead and mention also, this is another Magpul product that I got this year to here recently to go with the Smith & Wesson M&P AR-10 rifle. This is the Magpul D50 drum magazine. It does hold 50 rounds, and it does have a mechanism in it where you can ratchet it down, so to speak, when you've started putting more rounds in there and you get down to the last few rounds. It's got a lever to help get those rounds in there and seat them down correctly. So here is this particular box on that, the Magpul D50 magazine right there. And it seems to me, I've used it a couple different times, and it is very well built. It has a lot of good rigidity to it. I personally can't thank companies enough when they take quality time to perfect their products and make really good products. Overall, again, as I mentioned, there are no loaded firearms at all. They're all flagged and chambered, or there's just nothing in them for the utmost safety. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate on this right here. We're going to go ahead and slap that in, and it just goes right in with ease. Let's go ahead and give you a look on that right there. Get a full look on that rifle. Now that does add a little bit more weight on it, and I have mentioned in previous videos I'm going to be doing some customization on these rifles when some parts become available again. Also, on this particular rifle, I went ahead and outfitted it with the Vortex Strike Eagle rifle scope right here, so you folks can see that. That is the 1x8x24 with the AR BDC 3 MOA reticle. There, if you can see that, I don't know. I'm going to try to get that to where that can autofocus right there. Hopefully it does. So with this particular scope, you can actually mount that on an AR-15 or the AR-10. So to briefly touch on that particular scope on that, that again, as I mentioned, that is the Vortex Strike Eagle 1x8x24 with the AR BDC-3 MOA reticle. I have personally seen this particular scope as low as $299 all the way up to $499. I personally got this one here for $399, and then the mount itself was an additional $99, and I'm just absolutely happy with the scope to have that on this particular rifle. I want to do a huge shout out to Vortex, being part of Vortex Nation. They stand behind their products, and that's hard to find in a company these days. With their warranty, you can basically, if you run your scope over, or if anything crazy were to happen, like if you had your rifle sitting up down range and you were shooting multiple firearms one day and you left it sitting down range and at your targets, and you went back and ended up shooting it. This is just a really off the wall scenario, but basically they would replace it free of charge, no questions asked, because they do stand behind their products. So a huge shout out to Vortex as well. So again, with this rifle, as I mentioned before, I've been looking for an ambidextrous charging handle with a wider handle on the back of that, so I can do better hand blading. And then also I'm going to get rid of this gas block on here and install a low pro gas block. I'm going to get rid of this hand guard and put an M-Lock free float on that to have a light on that and some other attachments. So again, this is the Smith & Wesson M&P 10 rifle. It does have also the 6-position retractable stock. All of this information is info that I have mentioned in some of my other videos that I've done. I went ahead and took that 50-round drum mag off of there just for it'll go back into one of my rifle bags. So that was just a few of the products right there that I have acquired this year. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another 2020 purchase. This here is going to be the Springfield Armory Hellcat OSP Optics Sight Pistol. This particular pistol was purchased by my wife and kids as a gift for me. They didn't actually purchase it for me. They picked it out and everything. I purchased it myself just to keep things legal, although gifts in the state of Indiana are allowed if things are done correctly. So it was definitely not a straw purchase, if anybody wondered that. I definitely follow the rules, follow the laws, so I can not lose any more of my rights, as we have so far with the Second Amendment. So let's go ahead and get that out just to touch on that. Real quick, we'll go over the information. So on the Springfield Armory Hellcat OSP, it does come with the Shield SMSC red dot. According to Springfield's website, that red dot alone is $299 on their website, and then it does have the tritium illuminescent front sight, and then the URAC back tactical sight. I think that the sight picture on that is just great for nighttime. The Hellcat comes with 2 magazines, 11+1, and then a 13+1 magazine. I love the size of it because you can carry it in your pocket, or a hoodie or a jacket, or even holstered. I'll do another update video on the Hellcat by itself. I have been carrying it with the crossbreed Reckoning holster. So as far as the quality, I'll touch on that real quick. The crossbreed Reckoning holster, I've noticed personally after carrying it for a little while, I wear a belt and I keep my belt tight so my gear can stay secure to my person for concealed carry. So on the crossbreed Reckoning holster, like when I bend down or squat down or just have certain different movements, even though I have my belt on and my belt correctly ran through that holster, I do want to mention for you folks out there that it does ride up and it ends up coming loose sometimes off of my belt. I don't personally like that. I've given it some time and tried tightening my belt down a little bit more and just tried alternating different carrying positions to see if it was something I'm doing. But anyways, I wanted to mention that real quick. So in the with the Springfield Hellcat, again, it does come with 2 magazines. So let's go ahead and get that out. It does come in this nice little, what I call this, a pillow pouch. So that way, if you need to, when you're sleeping, you can keep it under your pillow. Or if you need to carry it in a vehicle, it does have a chamber flag in it right here. So here it is. I'm going to go ahead and rack that back right there. That's the Springfield Hellcat, and I think it's a good little pistol. I have enjoyed shooting with it so far, the little bit that I have got to shoot with it, just because I'm hanging on to ammunition right now. I have plenty of ammo, but you never know what's going to happen in the world, and I'm here to stand my ground for my family. So again, that's the Springfield Hellcat right there. It's a neat little pistol, and basically I enjoy it. So for those of you folks out there, if you're looking for something compact and something to keep concealed very well, that may not be a bad option. I do know that there's I believe it's a SIG P360 or 365 that a lot of people have compared to the Hellcat. I have not got a SIG, either P360 or P365, whichever one it is. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember right now which one it was, but I do know it's a Sig Sauer pistol. And just let me see here. Also, here's the magazines on that. That's the 13+1 right there. And then here is the 11+1 right there. So again, that's the Springfield Hellcat, and the price on that it depends on if you get it with the red dot or if you get it without. You can get it with the cut slide, or you can get it just as the Hellcat. I believe just as the Hellcat with the slide that's not cut, it's coming in around like $450, I believe I seen. And then when you're getting up to the add about $100 on top of that to get the one that has the cut slide, and then when you're getting the red dot, you're looking at $799. I've seen it all the way up to $1,000 for the Hellcat, maybe a little bit more. So that's the Hellcat. Let me go ahead and sit this stuff down here. All right. And we have acquired a couple Tauruses this year, just because I've personally never had a whole lot of issue with Taurus. So this particular one here, this is the Taurus TX22 chambered in 22 long rifle. So there we are with that. It is definitely unloaded and free of any ammunition. So with this one here, I wanted to mention it fits your hand really well. The slide manipulation is just out of this world. It reminds me of the Smith & Wesson Easy line. So you can just see how effortless it is on that for me to manipulate that. My 7-year-old daughter, she is capable of manipulating the slide on that. Of course, that's done in a safe manner. She has been exposed to firearms, since she was young, as has my son and my other daughters. So I do have a beautiful wife and 4 amazing kids. So there's that. Real quick on this, it's got a clean and crisp trigger pull, and the reset is just right there. I mean, it's almost a tactical reset in my opinion. I mean, it's just within nothing. Release. You don't even have to barely let off that trigger, and then it's right there. The takedown lever on this is right here underneath the frame, right in the trigger housing. So that particular pistol, it comes with 2 magazines. They are 16+1 on that. So with the particular on that, it is the Taurus TX22 long rifle. I've seen it as low as $220 all the way up to $380. It is affordable to shoot and practice with. I haven't had any issues with it. No kind of jamming, no kind of malfunctions or anything like that. I have seen a couple other YouTube videos and where a couple guys said that they had fired theirs a few different times, and I think one of them may have only put 1,000 rounds through it, and I believe the slide cracked, is what the gentleman said. But he also said that Taurus made it right and took care of everything. So like I said, I haven't had any issues with that, but I want to give good, honest information to you folks out there. I'm trying to hurry along here because I don't want to have too long of a video. I'm working on trying to cut the video time down and get everything crammed into a smaller video. This is a Taurus G2c purple edition. This was purchased for my wife to add into her collection, just so she could have something that's easy to plink around with, practice with, and be able to it was just something to kind of get and try out, as I heard that they were pretty reliable, and they are like a follow-up to the Taurus PT-111 pistols. I believe you can get these in 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson. Real quick, we'll go ahead and pull. I use zip ties as chamber flags a lot of the time, because I lose so many chamber flags. So on that, the slide manipulation is not too bad. As you can see right there, it's not too bad. It does have, I believe the front sight is stationary. The rear sight you can change out. It does have the safety right there on the left hand side of the pistol. It does have the restrike capability as well, so you can continuously do that on striking the trigger. Now, my thought on that, if you're strictly just using this firearm for training and practicing and just target shooting and plinking around, that might be a practical application for that. But if this is a firearm, maybe someone can't afford anything anymore than one of these, and they're using it for protection or a self-defense situation, with that particular capability, the restrike capability, if you have a light primer strike, or if you have a round that doesn't go off, you have to worry about getting the round out of there and getting another one put in there. So just to clear that malfunction, if that were to happen, it does have the loaded chamber indicator on top. Like I said, you know, when it comes to something like that, that restrike capability, it could really cause issues if you're not sure of what you're doing, if you're in a self-defense situation. So for any of you folks out there on that, just be aware on that. Again, it is pretty compact. You are able to conceal it pretty well, so I will say that's a plus. Again, it does come with 2 magazines, the Taurus G2c. They are 12 plus 1 on those, and I've seen the Taurus G2c as low as $187.91. That is Rural King Gun Barn or RuralKingGuns.com. Rural King has them for that price when they're available, and I've seen these now all the way up to like right under $400. That could be due to price gouging. My personal opinion, I've seen a lot going on where folks are buying up ammunition and firearms and trying to flip them for a bigger profit. And I think us folks in the firearms community have got to stick together as a family and help one another out. So we're going to go ahead and get on to the next firearm in our video here. We're getting down to this is the Smith & Wesson Performance Center. I have done a unboxing on that and then a review on the shooting it as well. Here she is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my what I call a chamber flag and get up there so you can see that beauty right there. So this here is the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Pro Series competition optics ready equipment, M2.0. It does come with the cut slide. It is optics ready. On this particular pistol here, it does have the raised rear and front sight posts, so that way when you do put a red dot on there, it'll all co-witness together. And then if you put a threaded barrel on here for a suppressor, it will also line up for that, so there's no interference on that. I can't say enough good things about Smith & Wesson. I tell you what, keeping their products made in the United States, that's a big, huge thing. So on this particular firearm, I do want to mention it does have extended slide releases on both sides, ambidextrous right there on that. I wanted to also mention it does come with, I'll show you real quick, so you can pop these palm swells off. It comes with 4 or 5 of these to fit your hand, whatever grip that you feel fits you the best. That's another great, awesome feature, and I'd say this firearm here is one of the best ones I've held. Not held necessarily, but just the grip on that, you can really just, it fits your hand really well. At least it does for me. and I am just very particular about how a firearm fits my hand. Try to get a good view on that for you folks right there on that. So this does come with 2 magazines. It is 9mm, as I mentioned. These are 16+1 on that. It does come with a really nice Performance Center cleaning kit right there. Go ahead and get that on there. And the cool thing is that even though this is a 9mm, it does come with various bore brushes right there. So I think that that's awesome as well. And you know, Smith & Wesson, they just have a heck of a rapport, at least with me, in my opinion. So on this one here, this is the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Pro Series Competition Optics Ready equipment model. So with this particular firearm, the price on that varies. I have seen that, I believe, as low as $5.99, and then here's a website called guns.com. I don't know if they still have that currently in stock. I know when something goes into stock, it goes right back out, so they have that currently priced at $799.95. I can't remember. I did pay somewhere in between $500 and $700 for that particular firearm there. Again, it handles really well. It's a great firearm for shooting. I've carried it, you know, in my holster. I have it in the waistband holster here. I can't remember. Let me go ahead and see. This is a Benaki, I believe, right there. I think they carry these at Rural King. So that does fit in my pants very well. That's not a bad holster in my opinion. So there's that. And then we're going to move on to the next is the Springfield Armory Xd 45. Alright, Mod 2 XD stands for Extreme Duty. I just did recently do a video on that. It does come with 2 magazines. You have the 9+1 and the 13+1. Here is the 9+1 magazine on that. Get you both side views and do a front view, and right there we go on that. And then here is the 13+1 on that. We'll go ahead and get that on there so you folks can get a good view on that. I'm getting better with the camera and the auto focusing. This particular one, let me go ahead and rack that back and pull out this my redneck chamber flag, redneck chamber flag. I use zip ties because I lose so many chamber flags. So this particular pistol here is outfitted with the Crimson Trace hand grip activated laser right there. I want to get a good view on that. I'm going to go ahead and drop that slide so you can see the particular pistol right there on that. It does have the low profile sights on that. It does have the loaded chamber indicator on the top of the particular firearm. Some people call it a dovetail or a beaver tail. Handguard safety on that. It also has the loaded indicator on the very back of the firearm as well. I just love the way this particularly looks. The bitone, like I said, I think it's a daggone good looking pistol right there. Get a good view on that. It does have the serrations on the back, the cocking serrations. On the front, it does not have any kind of serrations on that. particularly, and here you go. See if we can get a good look at that. That's just some of the nasty rounds I've currently got on that. And as I mentioned, all these firearms that are in this particular video, they all hold a significant importance, and they've been carefully selected. I can never have enough firearms, especially with my wife and kids, and to protect them and our family. I want us to be able to protect one another, or I guess I should say I want to be able to protect my family and have enough firepower to lay down if that time ever arises, which I hope it doesn't for myself or any of you folks out there. So on that Springfield Armory Xd Mod 2 subcompact 45 ACP bitone, it is extreme duty. I have seen that used for as low as around $400, and brand new, varying all the way up to $818.99. Again, I think it's a heck of a firearm, you know, and I've always been partial to a 45. I don't have a good reason why, other than it's got a good amount of knockdown power, and I've just always been partial to 45s. I'm actually wanting to get a new 1911 just to add another one into my collection, because I can never have enough firearms on that. But anyways, you know, it just depends. There's a lot of folks out there. One of the most common carried firearms is the 9mm, just because, you know, it is going to be smaller in size. The ammo is going to be a little bit cheaper. Well, I guess I should say, prior to COVID-19 or the 2020 year, the prices on ammo and firearms and stuff like that have definitely taken a plunge on the price, you know, a deep plunge down into the high dollars. I've seen a lot of folks, they're buying up what they can. If they've got the money to do it, they're buying up the ammo, they're buying up the firearms, and they're trying to turn around and flip them for a profit. I've done some ammo update videos, and there's different websites I'm seeing with the, for example, 1,000 round cases of ammo on 9mm. They're selling them, you know, anywhere between $500 to $800 Federal premium. And you know, on Federal's website right now, they don't have any of the common handgun rounds available. But we've just got to stick together in the firearms community. So here we go with this one. This is the Smith & Wesson AR-15 M&P 15. On this particular rifle here, it does have the 6-position telescopic rear buttstock. It's got the rear M-bus pop-up sight on that. I have, in a previous video, was misspoken on that. So for your holes on there, or your sights, the larger hole is going to be for close-up shooting, and the smaller one is going to be for further away precision shots. And that is a Magpul, as I said. On that, does have the A2 front sight, which is also the gas block on this particular rifle. I am going to, as I've mentioned in a couple other videos, get rid of these plastic hand guards and get these rifles outfitted with the free float M-lock hand guards, and then I'm going to probably pull this M-bus rear sight off, and I want to most likely get, there's a combination set on EOTech. You'll have the magnifier and then your holographic sight. I would like to put that on here particularly, and then I'm going to change out the charging handles on both of them. I want to get a wider handle on the back of these, ambidextrous, and so I've been looking for those. That way I can do better hand blading on that and be able to charge the rifle and put it into battery more accurately. So overall, as I've mentioned, you can call me a fanboy or a fan guy, whatever you want. I am very partial to Smith & Wesson. They have great firearms, and the thing is they are made in the United States, and they certainly keep up on the quality that they provide. So I want to say thank you for that. And then I wanted to do a huge shout out to McDonald's Guns up in Marion, Indiana. Jeff, I shout you out all the time, and you're more than deserving of that because you're providing the community a huge service, and for that I can't thank you enough to be able to protect my beautiful wife and our children and just our family, and enjoy firearms and being able to shoot them. So thank you for that. I wanted to do another huge shout out to Tiberius Gibb. I wanted to mention that again and say, hey buddy, you know, you provide, I can't put it into enough words. You provide a lot of fun, awesome content and very informative information. So I wanted to make sure I included you in that, brother. Tiberius Gibb, keep doing what you're doing. So in this video, this was just a rundown of a few firearms that were carefully picked out and selected here in the 2020 year. Like I mentioned previously, if I included any more firearms in this video, it would turn out to be a very substantial, lengthy video, and I do not want to do that. I want to be able to compress these videos and make them smaller for you viewers out there. That way you're not sitting around for 10, 20, 30 minutes listening to me ramble on. So anyways, for you folks out there that have subscribed to our channel so far, I want to say thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. This is a passion of mine. Firearms is a passion of mine. So I can provide good, valuable information and reliable information for you folks out there that may not have that information. I would rather see folks get the information that's needed instead of people just turning into anti-gunners and saying, oh no, those are firearms, those kill people. No, they actually protect people and protect families and stuff like that. Firearms have been around since the beginning of time. So anyways, with that being said, those of you folks out there that have subscribed, I want to thank you again. If you haven't subscribed yet and you stumble upon our channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and leave a comment and give it a thumbs up if you would. And I can't thank you very much for that. Or thank you enough, I should say. So this is Gunning Down a Dream, and we will see you in the next one.